Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is another video of a craft or something coming out of a volcano. Let's see, I got another video of some strange objects near the International Space Station. This one, it's kind of fuzzy. I'm not going to put a lot of value in this video, but I'll put it up. You can make your own decisions. Let's see. This one is just it's like I think it's Ancient Aliens or something, but it talks about a group of friends who came across some strange alien. This is a recreation from a TV show. Let's see, and we also have another cow mutilation. This couple talks about finding their dead cow. Let's see, and then this is a throwback from a video that I've done before, but this is a video of Skinny Bob. I think this is the original video, but this is something that came out years ago, and since it's come out, the internet has not been able to debunk it. So, I'm going to go with that belief that this is definitely real. So I'll put it up. Take a look at it. And this is an interview with someone else who was a participant in the Nimitz encounter. He was actually on the USS Princeton, and he contradicts some of the narrative that David Fravor has told us, and and it's probably because Fravor he's a government spokesperson. I'm sure he's been given an approved narrative to tell us. There's things that he's probably not allowed to tell us, but this guy's going to fill in some gaps. And then the last is I don't know, I guess you can call it more some comedy. This is Navy assault trials. These guys are using something that I've actually seen some guy invented on the internet, but they're using it to board, I guess, other vessels. It's crazy though, because that could be so easily defeated. But anyways, let's go to the first story here. The UFO sighting, alien spacecraft caught leaving active volcano. UFO hunters have been sent into a frenzy after a supposed alien spacecraft was seen flying out of a volcano in Italy. Now remember, there's a ton, or maybe ton is a little hyperbolic, but there are a lot of videos of UFOs coming in and out of volcanoes. I think on a regular basis, people I've seen UFOs coming out of Popocatépetl. I think that's how you say it, but it's a volcano in Mexico. But let's take a look at this video here. Yeah, you can see this object here, and I think it happens really, really fast. So yeah, I think this guy's just describing what to look for. But watch when he starts this thing. It's really just, yeah, there it is. It's just one quick frame, because this thing is moving so fast. And I turned the audio down, but essentially this guy is just talking about how in one frame, you catch this object coming out of the volcano. But I've done other videos of UFOs, of cigar-shaped UFOs coming out of Popocatépetl. I think that's how you say that. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Let's go on to the next one. Now this is Now I'm going to play the audio because I think the audio on this is actually real. But, you know, this is the ISS, and apparently this is footage that was taken from the space station. I mean, the space shuttle, excuse me. So yeah, ISS 117. So, and, you know, and you can hear what the woman describing it calls it space debris.
From the exterior of the International Space Station being controlled by some possible debris being captured. Ground control will do a little bit of trying to determine what that might be. It might be possibly flakes from paint from the handrails, but again,
It's funny, the woman calls it, it's flakes from a handrail, she says it is.
Team will capture that and do an assessment to determine what the object or debris might be. Meanwhile, the two.
I know, and then it comes, you know, it disappears. But I'll leave a link. You can check it out yourself. Let's see. And this, like I said, this is just, it's from a show, but it talks about, you know, some friends seeing a 40-meter wide UFO beaming a series of lights. Let's check this out.
Quite strange is going on.
Francois Tentot goes in for a closer look. Suddenly, the object becomes fully illuminated, and it's enormous.
One of the witnesses suggested it was a bus, but it was much bigger than that. They estimated the size of this object at 40 meters wide.
Okay, so, yeah, you know, it's here, this person or someone who's seeing this strange object is trying to rationalize what they're seeing because they just can't believe it. But, you know, I've been saying this, I'm going to say this again. A lot of these UFOs that we see, I don't believe are all visiting us. I'm sure some of them are. There's no doubt. They're, with the amount of possible planets out there, yeah, there's no doubt we do have some who do visit. But I think a lot of the UFOs that we see, like coming in and out of our volcanoes, the ones that are turning off our nuclear facilities, they're definitely doing it to protect their planet. But anyways, I'll leave a link to this in the description. Now let's go to this other one here. This is a case of another cow mutilation. Let's see. So let me just, you can listen to what this person has to say.
At the time that we discovered her the day previous, she had not been dead very long. Her reproductive organs were totally missing. It was suggested by the RCMP that she ate a poisonous weed and bloated and exploded, but that is not what we saw the day previous. It was a perfect incision where her uterus, where her udder was missing, and they also took other reproductive parts, and an eye was missing as well. I've been around livestock a lot. I've seen death of animals, certainly here on my own farm. It's nothing like I could explain in the past, and my brother, who's the true rancher within the family, when he saw it, he said, I've heard of this, but I've never seen it. It's just freaky to think who or what did this type of mutilation this close to home. Where she died is visible from a very main road.
Yeah, there's no doubt something is going on. And you know, I don't believe Stephen Greer when he says that this is some kind of military disinformation or counterintelligence where they're trying to fool people into believing that aliens are involved. Yeah, again, Stephen Greer works for the government, and he's going to have the approved government narrative. He's not going to be able to tell us the entire truth. But, some people think that what's going on is either they're monitoring, what's happening to the environment through whatever biological changes are occurring within these cows, or there's the other possibility that somehow they're using the genetic material or the cellular material from the cows in order to make the gray aliens. Because there's a lot of interviews that I've heard people talk about how the gray aliens are clones, that they're actually beings that are created to travel in space. Because if there is an advanced species on this planet, and they're very similar to us, we're not designed to travel in space. We're not designed to perform tasks in space. Our physical bodies are designed for an environment that has gravity, whereas supposedly these gray aliens are designed for space, to function in an environment that doesn't have gravity. And here's one of the I guess most, or not know if it's the most famous, but there is this video of Skinny Bob that's has been on the internet for a long time, and I think it's been on the internet long enough for it to have been debunked, and it still has yet to be debunked. And you can look at this photo and look at the way this thing blinks. It's it would been, look at that blinking. It would have been very hard back in the 60s, for someone to do Photoshop or to do stop motion. And look at where this guy's arms are. They're down by his knees. But look at that blink. That, again, in any type of CGI. Let me go to the, this is where you see a few of them walking. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. It's way up here. And here, supposedly, this is, some meeting that took place. But look at the way these guys are walking in this video. Look at that. He looks right into the camera. Guys, supposedly this is where these guys came down, and I think it was at Holloman Air Force Base, I think it was, where they came down. They were going to give a demonstration of a antimatter reactor, and they had asked that the guards get rid of the rifles because, these guys said that the antimatter reactor or the rifles or the bullets in the rifles wouldn't be good. So then the Delta guards, they got suspicious. One of them accidentally shot one of the aliens, and then, the aliens killed everyone except one scientist, and then they left, and then supposedly we didn't hear from them for a long time after that. But I'll leave this video. Very interesting video, though. But this is the Skinny Bob video that, a lot of people, like I said, I believe this is real. I've seen there's no doubt CGI is good, but it's not this good. CGI is not this good. So anyways, I'll leave a link in the description. Let me go on to this next video here. This is an interview that was of this guy named Carson Camerzel, who was a CT officer, and that's a cryptologic technician communication, and he was actually on the Princeton. Remember, David Fravor was on the Nimitz, and there's some controversy because there were some things that David Fravor said that didn't necessarily match up. And my feeling is Fravor is obviously been given the okay by the military, by the Defense Department. You know, the way that he's been booked on all these TV shows, on all these news programs, on all these podcasts. He's obviously been given the clearance and the okay by any of the intelligence agencies to go ahead and, you know, release this information. But obviously, because again, he's still a military man, he was given a narrative. He's been told what he can release, and he's also obviously been told things that he can't release. And this guy points out some of the discrepancies. Now let's see. Let me go to where he talks about the difference in stories. That was at 10:15.
Remembering stuff, but like in the case of my criticisms towards the interview that I saw with Fravor, the things that I disagree with are glaring. It's not a simple matter of, oh, the light was a different color, or oh, it went left instead of right. These are some seriously glaring holes, and I can't sit there and listen to that and expect, you know, and just think that it's okay that people go thinking that, you know, anybody else that says otherwise is wrong by virtue of, you know, the word of a pilot.
And then let's see. He describes what he saw. Now, what he saw was slightly different than what David Fravor saw. Let's see. Let me go to. Okay, now let's check this out.
So I didn't see anything white. I did see lights, is what I mean to say. My visual of it, what I saw was much closer than 1 to 2 miles. I mean, unless this thing was like super massive, but I doubt that. What I saw was very, very obviously a triangular formation of lights. There was no mistaking the look of it. And there were 3 lights in a triangle point. I remember when I was looking at it that it looked a lot like the running lights on a helo or any other aircraft, really, with the 2 points on the wing, 1 on the nose kind of thing, or 1 on the tail, you know, in that sort of formation, that sort of diamond shape. And I remember thinking, I don't think we're doing operations right now, but also I don't hear anything, you know? I'm like, this thing's like, what is that? I don't hear any sound. And it looked like it was sliding around the sky. Like if you were on the underside of an air hockey table and you just kind of watch it going left, right, up, down. Like it wasn't descending or ascending. It was like sliding around the sky. And it was really, really interesting. But I distinctly remember every time I saw it, I couldn't help but be sort of intrigued by the fact that it made no sound at all.
So in a sense, you know, he's definitely describing the same movements as Fravor, but his description of it is slightly different as far as like he saw lights. And again, you know, remember David Fravor's description is from a jet. He's in a jet moving, whereas this guy here saw it from the deck of a ship. And let me point out another. I think David Fravor I could be mistaken here, but I think that he claims that he didn't see anybody come and take the tapes after he returned to the ship. But this guy says something different. 30. Now, again, I could be wrong about that.
That or that, and you know.
Yeah, and I do recall people on the ship that I did not recognize that were just moving around the ship with people of higher pay grade. I was not directly involved in any of it, so of course it was just sort of like stand to the side, let them move past kind of thing. It didn't look super, super serious like it was, you know, the Men in Black thing running around. These people looked normal. They were not, you know, it wasn't like MIB the movie walking around the ship. But I did recall seeing people that I was like, they're not part of the crew. Who are these guys, right?
Yeah.
And Cess was actually located right next to the guest stateroom for visiting dignitaries or, you know, visiting officers.
Mm-hmm.
So they were coming and going from that location. But it was sort of like, well, you know, I don't know what this is, not my place.
And then, let's see, this one other part that I want to point out where he definitely disagrees with Fravor, because he says, look, Fravor was not on the Princeton. Fravor was from the Nimitz. So he, you know, he doesn't know what I saw. So let me get to that point here.
Know if people boarded Princeton and took all of their radar data.
Yeah, and that's something that sort of boils my blood, not gonna lie. You can be a pilot all you want, that's great. I'm all for you, you know, much respect, but you were not on the Princeton. So where do you get off saying you know what happened on the Princeton? You know what happened to these guys when you weren't there? Okay, you were an officer, you were high up in the Black Aces. That's great. You were on the Nimitz. You weren't on the Princeton. Don't act like you know what happened on the Princeton. You know, these are things that happened on my ship. My ship. So I don't want to hear you, no matter how far up the chain of command you are, bash my shipmates on my ship by saying what they saw happen on their ship didn't happen, because you got no room to talk, dude. You were on the Nimitz the whole time.
Kevin and Gary both said that they saw objects through the big eyes.
Yeah, see, this is where, you know, I love about the internet here is we're not going to just get one narrative, you know, or one person's truth. Because of the internet and because, you know, we have all these independent journalists out there, there are a lot of different people involved. We can get different aspects of the story or, you know, the story from a different perspective. So anyways, this is a very interesting interview. It's 56 minutes long. I will leave a link in the description, but I definitely suggest, you know, people who want to hear a different story, a different perspective of the U.S. Nimitz encounters. Definitely check this out. So now let me go to the last video here. So now this is a video of, you know, like it says, it's let me turn the volume down here. It's, yeah, a Navy, you know, testing this little device here, which I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw a recent description of it on the internet. But I mean, hopefully this is just for maybe some ship-to-ship communication, you know, between allies, because if you're going to try and board an enemy's ship, I know, you know what, maybe they are going to try and use this, but what's to stop anyone from shooting these guys out of the sky? I mean, out of the air. You know what I mean? And if you don't have guns, you know, I mean, what if a ship has harpoons, right? You could harpoon these guys out of the air and prevent them from boarding your ship. So yeah, if the Navy plans on using this as some kind of a device to combat their enemies, I don't think it's going to work. I think it'd be too easy to defeat. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share the video. And, you know, like I said, folks, the government is not going to disclose. We don't need the government to tell us what we can or can't believe. UFOs are real. Aliens are real. There is life out in the universe, and there's also advanced species on this planet that pilot the crafts that we see. That's disclosure, folks. Get it out there. I think, you know, when more and more people can finally accept that fact, maybe it will hopefully quicken you know, our acceptance into the so-called Galactic Federation. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more videos like this. Take care.